Hey MVPs, RicoKnows here. Just looking over the sports book this morning for FanDuel. And when I looked over the sports book, I was going to go in here and do another win totals video. I think up next on my list is Florida State. But before I finish all these teams, and I'm going to get to all these teams, I noticed that it has conference winners there. They're now here. Haven't made a video on any of the conference winners, as you guys can see here. And I don't think I can intelligently speak on conference winners until I do a review of each team's record, and I haven't had a chance to do that. So please, if you see it and you want to start throwing juice on it, by all means, feel free to do it. What I'm going to do is continue to do one team every 3 days, every 2 or 3 days or so. And then once I finish everybody's win totals, and I project where I think they're going to be, then I will sit down and I will give you guys conference winners and the odds of them winning. I'm looking at this right now. I can just tell you this. When I look at this list, who's going to win the ACC? It looks like this team at the top, Clemson, is probably the most talented team in the ACC. They do have the most talent on the defensive side of the ball. They have NFL players. You finally have a quarterback that's been starting for 3 years. That's typically when you start to do well. I know the quarterback play doesn't look good. I know it hasn't looked good. But Cade Klubnik's been there for 3 years. This is what happens. Most quarterbacks are playing. They're getting through it. They have growing pains. And then, boom, Bo Nix third year, right? So that's supposed to happen for Clemson. We'll see if it happens, but I believe in that. Florida State, not so much on DJ Uiagalelei. Yes, it's his third year, but not in the same system, same coordinator, same team, same teammates, same receiver, nothing. It's just been going everywhere. I don't necessarily agree with the even odds between these two teams. Miami having to reinvent themselves. A lot of people believe in Cam Ward. I do believe in Cam Ward. He lost one star receiver we can talk about. Do I believe in Crystal Ball? Not necessarily. Louisville, huge turnover this past offseason. A ton of players coming in the transfer portal. They look poised to make the championship game again, but the only reason they made it last year was the schedule. They didn't have to play certain teams. NC State, one of the best transfer portal classes. I can respect it completely. Omarion Hampton coming back from North Carolina, bringing in Max Johnson. Once again, these are teams I agree with, but right about Virginia Tech, we got to stop. Put no money on anything down here. Zero money on anything down here. I do like this team more than at 10,000 plus 10,000 for Georgia Tech for me is a dream. Like, that's a $5 bet worth making. What does that pay out when you put the $5? What does that pay out to? $5 to win 500. Yeah, something like that feels right. Only on Georgia Tech. The rest of these guys I don't believe in, but Georgia Tech feels like a $5 bet. And then right around here you can start sprinkling money on some things that you believe in. But that's how I feel about it, y'all. I will have a much more in-depth information for you, i.e. I'm giving you schedules, I'm giving you wins versus losses, overall records, and then I'll tell you who's going to be in the ACC championship game and who's going to win it all, at least in my assessment, and we can start jumping on some of these futures. But you see the conference winners here, and you scroll down. Some of these conferences look really dialed in, and then some of them look absolutely ridiculous. The Big 12 is really hard to tell who's going to win this conference. I believe West Virginia's got to fight. Oklahoma State's got to fight. Arizona, Kansas, maybe Utah, but I don't believe in Kansas State personally, especially at those odds. It just doesn't feel right. I really like Kansas and Arizona in this bracket, and like I said, I really respect West Virginia this upcoming year. Garrett Green is him. They have a good team. I don't know what's going on down here. I'll double-check schedules, things of that nature. Looking at SEC, I feel like you can only put money on Georgia at this point. I don't necessarily know about anyone else, but there's Ole Miss at 650. It's great odds. They got no respect for Alabama at 950. LSU, like, there's just teams out here. No respect for Missouri, who actually just won 9 or 10 games in conference and has their stars returning. That's really weird to me that they're at 1,400. Oklahoma's a dark horse at 4,000. There's some teams out here I really respect, but only one can win it all, right? You're not just trying to bet on who's going to be pretty good this year or who's improved. You're betting on who's winning the whole damn conference, and that's usually between only about 2 or 3 teams. Shout out to Penn State for being a dark horse at plus 600. Once again, you have a quarterback for 3 years. He eventually hits that I'm here to show up and play type format. If not, he sucks, and we don't have to worry about it. I believe in Ohio State to win the national title, so plus 155 feels right to win a conference. Just saying. I'll get into more depth on conference champions after I do the team reviews. Good luck, y'all. Be safe. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows.